Hey there. Today we are talking about marketing. It is Thursday. So that means today is marketing. We are going to talk all topics marketing today. So as you can tell, I'm by myself. There is no JT Foxx here with me. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about a few different things in marketing. Obviously, we've talked a lot about a lot of different things marketing wise over the past a lot of webinars that we've been doing together. So we're going to continue to talk about some of those things and also talk about the kind of the shift that's happening right now in the marketing world. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone that's jumping in. It is just me today. We are talking all things marketing and yeah, no JT, just me, marketing. Here we go. One of the things that I want to start off talking about, because JT and I got into this a little bit the other day, is I think it's really important when it comes to marketing to also remember that, marketing, yes, is paid for advertising, be it on a social media platform like a Google or an Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or display ads or anything like that, or television or radio. That is a form of marketing. Marketing is also the brand that you put out there. What does your website look like? What does your social media look like? How you engage with customers. It is also, marketing is like the consistent things that you're doing, like JT's with his lives on Instagram, with us doing these webinars, and then taking these videos to YouTube and to Facebook in the afternoon. So it's a lot of different things that fall kind of under this marketing umbrella, if you will. And one of the things I want to talk about is, JT is, I'm kind of glad he's not on this morning because, actually it's probably something he needs to hear, but it's also kind of the opposite of how he acts. Anything he does, he really wants to see things like immediately. He wants to see something change overnight. He really hadn't done anything on YouTube. He hadn't done anything on Instagram. He'd been on Facebook, but I don't know that he'd ever even done a Facebook Live before. So we've been doing these different things and working on them for a few months now as we've kind of been quarantined, not been traveling, all of this stuff. So it's really been half of March. So April, May, June, we're about three-ish months, right? About that market, about three-ish months. And we, I'll say three-ish months for Instagram lives, the YouTube, the Facebook lives that we've been doing these on. This has kind of been not even that long because we were doing webinars before that. And he'd been doing some Facebook lives when he was doing the Instagram lives. Here's my point. We were talking about this yesterday and, he's just like, is it even working? Are we even getting engagement? Is it even making a difference? And I think this is important to talk about because it is a big challenge when it comes to marketing and building a brand and being consistent, is unfortunately it does not happen overnight. And I know everyone wants to snap their fingers, have like that quick, I did this, my video went viral, and now I have millions of followers. My following has quadrupled overnight. Everyone knows who I am and they're knocking down my door. That doesn't happen from one live. That doesn't happen, honestly, that doesn't happen from 3 months of being live. It really takes a long time to build a brand and build consistency. And I think it's important, JT is very much so an instant gratification type person. He wants gratification really, really quickly. Most of us want instant gratification. Most of us want to see something happen really fast. And I think it's important to talk a little bit about the fact that it takes a long time. And yesterday, if anyone was watching Facebook, our Facebook Live yesterday afternoon, we were on the JT Foxx fan page and we're live, and he's like, I don't even know why we're doing this. And I actually went into the analytics. This is where data is important and you got to look at the numbers. And everything was increased. Engagement was going up, video views were going up, time spent on page was going up, the amount of people see every single stat in the analytics of the fan page, every single number had increased. And we've only been doing the lives on these for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, something like that. So my point is, you don't always see it right away, and it's not always going to be an immediate return. So, I want to stress the importance of things that you're doing to build your brand and build consistency and build and interact with your customer base. You're not going to see a huge jump overnight. I think, it is sometimes a little bit disheartening, right? Like I'm doing this, so it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. We're doing this live right now on YouTube. The numbers keep jumping, but like right now at this second, there are 35 people watching live. 14 of the 35 have given the little thumbs up. So this is where I'm going to say, everyone, give the little thumbs up. Give the little thumbs up, guy. Give us a thumbs up, like on this video. But for whatever reason, it doesn't matter how many people are on, we won't get not everyone will give a thumbs up. I don't know if it's hidden on some people's computer, but right, 38 yesterday. So here's the thing. Now we're at 38, right? We were at 35. Now we're at 38. The number is going to continue to go up. Here's the thing. If I go back to a video I did from 2 days ago, it has like 300 and something views. Okay. So right now, as I'm sitting on here and you're like, wow, there's only 40 people, 50 people, you might do a Facebook Live and it's like, okay, I have 30 people. But when you go back a day later and you see now, what is that? How many hundreds or thousands of people have viewed that? That's you putting out content in a way that more people are able to consume the content. So I just, this is something that JT and I 100% disagree on. He thinks if you go live and you don't have a bunch of people watching, it looks bad. I disagree, because if you go live and you don't have a ton of people watching, as long as people are consuming that content at some point and you can see those views increase and more people are engaging, then it's worth it, because it's content people are going to come across that they may not know what you're saying. So I really want to stress the importance of, no matter what you do, it's going to take time to make a difference. Okay. It just takes time. You don't have all these people overnight, just boom, there they are. Right. I'll give you a great example. A few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, a lot of you were probably on this when it happened. JT was giving me a hard time for some of the things that I had posting on my Instagram, and was being really tough on me. So a lot of, I post a lot of my dog, I post a lot of my puppy on my Instagram, which most of you will probably notice. He's barely on any webinar, on any live, on any post. I rarely post him anymore on my Instagram, which, whether I agree or disagree, that's who I work for. So I'm a representation of his brand. Doesn't matter how I feel about it. I have to kind of go with what he feels. So as a result, I created Sir Puppy Hudson his own Instagram account. Did I want to do that? No, I would have rather just post photos of Sir Puppy on my own Instagram. But if I'm going to get shit for it, now he's got to have his own Instagram account. Great. It's going to take me even more time now having his own account. But if I want to post a picture of him, I guess it's going to go on his Instagram, right? Here's my point. I have a couple thousand followers on Instagram. Whenever I post stuff, whenever I put stories and would have Sir Puppy Hudson in it, everyone wants to comment on it. His actual followers on Instagram is only at 70 something right now. Right? So you'd think, oh, all these people are just going to go over there and follow Sir Puppy Hudson. Doesn't work like that. But what I will tell you is with his Instagram, now I post on his Instagram more than I post on mine, because I don't really care to get shit for what I'm posting or not posting, or if it's on brand or not brand. So I use his Instagram now more than I use my own, because it's a dog. So you can't give me shit for what a dog is posting on their Instagram. Now, what I will say is Every day I try and post something. Every day I try and add stuff to his story. Every time I post something, I will get 1 or 2 more follows. So if I post something, every time I make a post, I get more people that follow me, right? That follow Sir Puppy Hudson on Instagram. On my personal Instagram, which is at Francie BB, every time I post something, more people will follow me. If I don't post anything for a long period of time, I either will get no new followers or followers will drop off. So it's one of those, like, if you want to grow things, you have to continue to put content out. You have to continue to post things, to go live, to put stuff on your story. Yeah, exactly. I'm rarely posting on mine right now because I'm just not. I post something on my story every day, but I haven't really been posting that much on mine. And but I still notice every time I post, I will grow by a few followers. Every time Sir Puppy posts, he gets a few more followers. So I'm trying to teach him how to post more frequently so the followers will grow. What I'm saying is nothing happens overnight, and it's not like that. But think about this. If you post on Instagram, if you're trying to build like an Instagram, if you're posting 2 or 3 times a day, you're going to get more followers. If you want to grow your YouTube, if you're doing a video every day, right? If you're doing a live or you're doing a new video every day, you're going to get more engagement. You're going to get more people that follow you. Point is, none of it's fast. None of it's overnight. None of it is easy. It all takes time. Okay. So I kind of just want to reiterate that looking at the numbers and the analytics and the engagement is important, because you may not feel like it's making a difference, but it is growing. You have more people engaging and more people watching. So point number 1, I want everyone to take away, it's going to take time, right? It takes time to build a brand, right? If you have Millionaire Flicks and you listen to, or if you have listened to the Building of Two Great Brands program, under the marketing and branding section, it really talks about building a personal brand and building a business brand and the importance of those. But the reality is it does take time. Nothing happens overnight. And I know it takes time, and nobody wants it to take time, but that is the reality. And it takes being like really, really consistent and doing things and consistently being there so you grow your follower count. Now, it's also what is, how important is it and what do you want to focus on? Because the other thing I will say is that you don't want to be trying to build 800 brands at once. Okay. You don't want to be trying to market 8 million things at once. I keep talking about this, and, we agreed on this, and I think it's going to be very, very hard to rein JT in on this. You got to focus on 2 or 3 things at one time. If you're out there with 20 social media accounts and you're trying to grow all of them, and you're trying to get them all to grow and build a brand behind each one and build a following behind each one, it's really, really hard, because you've got to spend time on each one of those. So, I tell people, and that's where that personal brand, it can be really important, because you can have that personal brand and really focus on building one personal brand, and then saying, for us, great, we do fitness, we do real estate, we do business growth, we do buying and selling businesses, we do speaking, we do coaching, we do now we're getting into trading, but it's all off of one central brand, instead of saying, I'm building a real estate brand, a speaking brand, a business brand, a buying and selling business brand, a trading brand, a who knows what else is going to come next brand. So it's one of those where you want to try and be building 1 or 2 brands, not trying to build 8 million brands at once. Serena, I know you're watching this. Stacy, I think you do some stuff with marketing. You especially know this if you do marketing or try to do this for other people. It's not easy. It takes time. So as an individual, I wouldn't be trying to build 800 brands at once. Okay. If you're trying to build more than one social media account at a time, it's you're going to be banging your head against the wall, because it's tough, and you got to show up and you got to be consistent. So you also need to pick, my thing is, you need to pick what are the social media accounts you want to work on. Okay. So I think that's the tricky part too, is you got to pick what you want to work on. Now, Something that I would advise too is, if you're trying to build a few social media accounts under one brand, drive people from one place to another. I know JT has very mixed feelings on TikTok. I've been experimenting with a lot of stuff on TikTok, based on like, what are people engaging with? Can I get away with business content? Can I get away with a combination of business content and non-business content? And I really kind of have my account just as like testing different stuff. However, the other day I did a video that was like 6 tips to grow your business. Now, what would have been great is, and I didn't pre-plan this, but after the thought, right afterwards, it came into my head, and I didn't record this from the other day. That's on YouTube, and I can go rip the video off YouTube. But what would have been a great idea is to do a TikTok with 6 tips to grow your business that then said, for more information, go over to the YouTube. So the TikTok is the 30-second clip that then drive you to the YouTube, where it's going to be 30 minutes on a business growth topic. So you could then have drive people over to that 30-minute video. And then even in that 30-minute video, say, I'm going to be live on this Facebook page answering questions related to business growth. So if you are trying to grow a couple, right? It's really hard though. If you're trying to do Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest, I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but there's 7 things right there. If you're trying to do all of those, like, that's a lot to drive people from place to place to place to place to place to place. But if you have 2 or 3 different things you're trying to drive, you can have a very short piece of content, right? That's going to drive them over to a longer piece of content. And then maybe promote that you're live every day, right? So even with JT, this is something that we could do. And I think the thing is, if it's you and you're managing yours, that's fine. The challenging part, and I've kind of have explained to JT, with the level of his brand and his business is gone, I kind of said to him, if we have to decide where you want the focus. And if we want focus on growing social media even more, that is a full-time job for someone. And we need to hire someone that literally their entire thing would be taking your hour live, splicing it up into little videos, putting those little videos out as clips on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, all of those little clips driving people to watch longer clips on YouTube, and then all of those re-promoting that you're going to be live at a certain time. That is not super challenging, but that is a job, to splice up all those clips, to figure out timing on when they're all going to be posted, what is the content that goes with them, where they, and like literally draw out a story. That is not somebody spends 5 minutes a day doing that. That's not, that is a job to create that level of content. Oh, and if you want to work linked into that, you need to have that content, but then you're going to need an article that goes along with it, which the article and the content can literally be re-talking about what is covered in the coaching with the video, and then driving people all over to the different clips. But it becomes very, very time consuming. So that's why I say to people, I'm not the person that's going to tell you need to be on every platform everywhere. You need to pick the platform that makes sense for you, or 1 or 2 that make sense for you. Focus on 1 brand, maybe 2. Maybe it's your personal and your business, maybe 2 brands. And then in that case, you can feed people back and forth from a personal to a business brand. Maybe you can have 2 and cross-pollinate the both, but you can't be doing more than 2. Okay, well, actually, let me just do this so it doesn't look like 4. You can't be doing more than 2 at a time. And you need to basically say, if I'm spending the time doing this, what is like the long-term strategy? Is it building the brand so that I can promote a lot of different things that I'm doing and engaging with people? Is it building that content so I can sell someone to someone, so people know where to find me? But you have to, you got to focus on 1 or 2. You've got to be consistent in the places that you're showing up so that people know that they can find you in those places. And you have to be looking at how you can cross-pollinate to drive people from one platform to the next, okay? And you need to be paying attention to the numbers, because the numbers are going to tell you the story. The numbers are going to tell you what is actually going on. The numbers are going to tell you if it's helping or if it's not helping. The other thing I want to stress, actually, before I get into my last point, because I think it's a couple seconds delayed of when I'm saying something and when you actually see it. If you have questions, type it in the comment. Type questions in the comment. I'll try to answer questions for the end of this. So if you have any questions, type them into the comments, and then I'll make my last point to give you guys, guys and gals, everyone, a few minutes to kind of put some questions in the comments, and I'll answer those. The other thing I want to stress is to remember, one deal, one person, one opportunity. Okay. I think, and I know, and I understand, we would all love to have 1 million followers on everything. We'd probably love to have 1,000 followers on every platform, right? Some of you have that, some of you don't. So we're like, and everyone's kind of in a different place. Some people are in the hundreds, some people in the thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, depending on the platform. You might have a lot of followers on Facebook and your YouTube has hardly any, whatever the case may be. What I want you to remember also is the quality of the followers. It only takes one person hearing a piece of content, seeing what you're doing, looking at a deal that you are doing and saying, wow, I'm interested. I want to know more, right? I've known people in the beginning of this, you know, everyone's been, I started talking about going live and doing lives and stuff like that. And the very, 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 very beginning of quarantine, started talking about going live. And there are a lot of you that have been doing it and you're seeing results, right? And you didn't need 8,000 people on your live to get a customer. I know people that have been having 5 to 10 people, but their content and their knowledge and their expertise and what they're talking about is quality content. So people want to do business with them. People want to invest in them. People want to partner with them. So I also want to stress, like, it's not as important to focus on, I need hundreds of thousands or millions. It's more important to make sure the content you're putting out there is quality content, there is value behind it, and people are gaining something from what you're putting out there. And it just takes one person, one opportunity, one deal. So I want you to remember that and not stress over the quantity and stress over quality. All right, Yaz, you did ask, and this is an important, or was it yet? Yes. Should we have a face attached to a brand? I am a believer in yes, that we should have faces attached to brands because people can relate to a face. People can now put that face with that brand. Now you want to be careful. I'm not big in like hiring a brand ambassador, because what if you don't have them anymore and now that face is not attached to that brand? And so that can be kind of risky. So I think you should have your face attached to your brand. I said this to one of you that's actually on here the other day, and I'm going to share this for the good of all of you. And I don't think that person will mind. It's not about what you look like, unless you have a fitness brand or a beauty brand. Then it probably matters what you look like. If you're peddling a fitness brand and you're not fit, that's problematic. If you're peddling, you know, some type of hair, skin, beauty products, and you don't have great looking hair, great looking skin, like overall, like, right, then it relates to the product. But if I'm on here, right, and I'm talking about marketing, at the end of the day, if I know what I'm talking about and I know my stuff, it doesn't matter what you look like, right? People are going to hire me and people want to work with me because I'm going to deliver them customers. They're not hiring me because what I look like. You're not going to do a real estate deal with JT because of what he looks like. You're going to invest in JT's private equity. You're going to do a deal with JT because of the deals he's able to do, how he analyzes the deal, and the return he's able to get. I say that because I think people have this huge mental block of going live, doing videos, putting their face out there. And I just want to tell people, when when you're getting great deals, when you deliver results, when you're good at what you do, when you're knowledgeable, when you have the experience, when you have the results to back it up, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Nobody's hiring. And I will say this, if somebody's hiring someone to do real estate with, to freaking do marketing, to be their attorney, to be their coach based on their looks, they are superficial AF. And those aren't the clients you want anyway. Okay. So I just want everyone to get over, like, it's not about what you look like. And if you don't believe me, those of you that have been on lives this entire time, I mean, I'm wearing my glasses today almost this entire time we've been in quarantine. I've been in workout clothes with zero makeup on, going live to thousands of people every single day. Now for my own mental well-being, I've actually started putting real clothes on and not just workout clothes every day. I've been trying, like, for my own mental well-being. But at the end of the day, like, it's not about looks. It's about what you bring to the table, your knowledge, your experience, your expertise. So I want everyone to just get right over that, because if somebody was going to hire you based on how they look, like, I don't want their business anyway. Again, unless, right? And if you're in fitness, yeah, you better be fit, right? Like, that matters. But in most fields, like, it doesn't matter. And so I want everyone to be confident in their knowledge, experience, and results. And that's what's going to come across, and that's what's going to deliver. Okay. So I just want everyone to remember that point. There was another question. Somebody asked about screen sharing. Zoom is amazing for screen sharing, really, really easy. We've used Webinar Jam. You can screen share on that. Zoom's probably one of the easiest. I've tried a lot of other platforms trying to, like, simulcast on different social media, and we always seem to have issues. So I'm going to say Zoom has probably been the best for screen sharing so far. Actually, I've not tried to do screen sharing in a live. Maybe that will be something that I will have to try next. But I think Zoom has kind of been the easiest for screen sharing and getting a lot of people on pretty easily. I'm trying to see what other questions I know. Again, while I'm scrolling for questions, give us a thumbs up. If you're on this and you're watching and this is good, give me a thumbs up. We're so close. Like, literally the number of people watching to the number of thumbs up is so close. It's such a close number. Like, it's probably one of the closest we've had all week. So that is a good one. The other point I want to make in all of this right now is live is still viable, right? Like, I know JT's getting frustrated. He's feeling like it's not growing. Live is still a viable way to be able to grow content, engage with people. And so don't discount lives. Maybe look at, am I doing it multiple times a day? Can I shorten the time frame? Remember, people are getting back to work. Businesses are reopening. So we need to be cognizant of that. And maybe you need to go live earlier. Maybe it's, something to think about. Maybe it's going live in the middle of the day around lunchtime. Right now, I know this is tough, and I'm saying this to people, and you've got people watching from all over the world. So it's a little bit tricky, because when I say lunchtime, that means a lot of different times. But if you know your audience is like US based or based in Sydney, Australia, or whatever the case may be, as people are going back to work, like, I have been saying this for years, people engage on social media around that lunch break time and that early afternoon time because they want to do anything but work, right? So no, is somebody watching a live video loud so everyone can hear it if they're in their office, or even if you're working from home? Probably not. But almost everyone in any office you go into, anyone working is wearing headphones. So they could still be listening to what you're saying with their work pulled up on their computer, and they could be listening to your live and potentially watching in that time frame when they're supposed to be working and they're not actually working. So don't discount, don't say, well, people are going back to work, so I'm just going to stop altogether. It takes consistency, it takes time. And remember, it's all about like quality of your content, what you're sharing and what you're talking about. That's what's really, really important. And if you need more suggestions for branding, building up 2 great brands, program branding and marketing inside of Millionaire Flicks, highly, highly recommend it. If you have more questions and you are level 2 on Millionaire Flicks, don't forget, every Friday morning we do our live group call. So it is now time. We have spent 30 minutes together. Thank you all so much for all the thumbs up. We literally have live. We're only off by 4 people, thumbs up to the number of live people watching. So everyone, thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for tuning in today. And remember, key takeaway, look at the numbers and analytics. It's going to take time. It takes time. Numbers and analytics, it takes time. Consistency is key. It only takes 1 or 2 deals, 1 or 2 people, 1 or 2 opportunities to make a difference. And it is about your quality of content, not what you look like. So get out there and freaking do it. Those are my 5 tips for today. Everyone have an amazing day. We'll be back. Don't forget JT Foxx fan page, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. See everyone.